And we're joined by Kelowna Mayor Colin Basran, co-chair of the BC Urban Mayors Caucus. You sent a letter to David Eby about prolific offenders. Tell us what the main point was you're trying to drive through with that.
Sure. The main point was this, is that the 13 of us mayors are seeing the same things happen in each of our communities. And what that problem is we're hearing from our residents, our business owners, who are tired of having their businesses broken into, their homes, their vehicles, and a large part of it in each of our communities done by a small group of people who just seem to be caught and released, and the cycle just never ends. People are frustrated, Kent, and so are we as mayors. And so we have a great relationship with Minister Eby. So he asked for some data. So we sent him some hard data about the number of prolific offenders in each of our communities, how many touches they have with police, how many times they've been charged and not spent any time in jail, how many times they've been charged, not been found guilty, or there's been a stay of proceedings. And it just seems that there's a revolving door in terms of these types of criminals and this activity. And not only is it frustrating to us as mayors and our residents, but also the RCMP officers and the police officers in each of our communities who keep arresting them and not seeing anything change.
So when people hear you talking like this and read the headline, they might be thinking, Mayor Colin Basran is saying, well, lock them up. But that's not what you're saying?
So there is no doubt there are certain people who, when arrested for crimes, should and need to spend time in jail. But what we're talking about here in most cases with a lot of our prolific offenders are people who are suffering from significant mental health and addiction issues. How are they going to be rehabilitated in prison? The likelihood of them getting the help that they need in prison is slim to none. They are released, and again, we just repeat this cycle. So what we're saying is, where appropriate, absolutely somebody needs to be locked up and suffer consequences. But what we're saying is, if somebody needs help, we need to divert them onto a path where they can get that help. So for example, one of the things we're recommending are integrated courts, it's called. So where somebody can, instead of going to prison, can plead guilty, and if the supports are available, can then seek a path of getting help for their mental health and addiction issues, but it's mandated. So that's just one suggestion of a multifaceted issue that has many opportunities here to make better. But I think the main point I want to get across here is that we as mayors and the residents of our communities are tired of dealing with the same criminals who don't seem to be getting the help that they need, or suffering or being given the consequences they deserve, if that's what's needed, to deter this activity.
Specifically here in Kelowna, it's mentioned in the letter, 15 prolific offenders responsible for over 1,000 events?
Yeah, so again, imagine being an RCMP officer who continually is arresting these individuals, and there is no end to this catch and release cycle. So it's one of the things that has prompted us as mayors across the province to band together to say enough is enough. We have to do something differently.
Okay, so this isn't the first that this has been mentioned to the provincial government. Do you get the feeling that they are reading this letter and internalizing the points that you're making and at least considering acting on it?
I do believe that Minister Eby and others in the provincial government will take action on this. It was in fact Minister Eby who requested this information. I do believe that it's being taken seriously. I appreciate the fact, though, that we have the opposition parties, helping shine a light even further on it and helping to advocate. But I actually do believe that the Ministers Farnworth and Eby in particular, are taking this seriously, and we, as the 13 mayors of the BC Urban Mayors Caucus, are prepared to work together with the provincial government to help find solutions.
Like a lot of the issues we have, like the issue of homelessness, it doesn't sound, when you go through some of the solutions, that you're suggesting that we're going to solve this problem. But I guess what you're saying is that we can't keep going on the path we're on. We have to manage it better.
Something needs to change, because the system, particularly the criminal justice system as it pertains to repeat offenders, is not working. It's broken. We need to try a different approach. And again, combined with multiple other things that need to take place, like putting a roof over people's heads, getting them the healthcare supports that they need, a safe drug supply, you name it. There are so many things that all are a part of this really complex issue for all of our communities. We are just going to keep doing what we can to move all of those issues forward and advocating, and we'll see what happens.
Can this problem be dealt with without building more prisons?
You know what? I don't have the answer to that. All I know is this: is we need to do something differently. And one of the reasons why I believe we're in the position we are as municipalities is because in previous decades, the answer was, let's just arrest people, let's, through enforcement, just push people out of our community. And what has that done? It may have worked in the past, but it's not working anymore. It can't work anymore. We need a different approach, and this is what we're calling for.
Terrific. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.